Alright, so this is going to be a video on how to start the sound system and how to power it up, and then a brief tutorial on how to use the soundboard, and then how to shut everything back down again. Alright, so we're going to start right here on the power distribution unit by pressing on. We can press on 3 more times and it'll turn. This powers on all of the mixer and the power amps down here for the monitors and such. The next step is down here. There's a rocker switch to turn the main power amp on. So now all the sound is on. That has turned on all of this. It's turned on the mixing board itself over here. Still hear noise. There we go. So at this point, if it's a funeral or something where it's just going to be just basic sound needs, we have a pulpit on off here. Light is on, that means it's on. If it's off, it's muted that mic. Lavalier is typically what the pastor wears. So she's here wearing the she or he is here wearing the lavalier mic or the other mic. That will you turn that on there. For normal like funeral type service or basic service, that's only 2 things you'll need to mess with. The floor mics stay on all the time. They just kind of pick up some background sound. This mic is a room mic that picks up background sound, and that's basically all you're going to ever need here. The piano does need to be turned on too. I just have to think about that, because it's always going to have somebody doing a piano. So controls of these, it's just typical slides up and down. If the pulpit's not loud enough, you can run it up, run it down if it's too loud. Usually right in there is fine. Right around the 0 is usually fine. These send over to here, which is the main. We typically leave the main right where it is, so you won't have to mess with anything on it. We have over the years consolidated all this stuff, so what you see is pretty much what you need. There's very few times that you'll ever have to adjust anything on this board. So I know it looks daunting, but it's not really something you need to worry about, because most of these things we don't need to worry with. Some of these controls, like these green ones, are mixers, equalizers, but we don't need to fool with them. The blues are all different monitors, along with the whites that go to the recorder and the PCs. But again, those are pretty much set the way they need to be for a typical service. So that's a brief overview of how all this works. So let's assume the service is over now and it's time to turn everything back off. All we need to turn off is this lower switch down here first. Once it turns off, you can come up here to the power distribution unit again and press the buttons to turn that off. And that concludes this video.